Hello, my name is Alessandro Baronti, president of Derigo RAM, and today I bring to you the training of the Art of Dispensing, emotion-based dispensing. The success achieved during the dispensing of a product in your optical dispensary is very well connected to the level of engagement and connectivity that you and your staff have been able to build with your patient throughout the interaction with you in every single phase of the journey of the visit. Now, it's very important to understand two important concepts as you interact with this patient of yours. Never assume, never prejudge. If you can get your audience believing that they're driving the transaction, you will have their complete buy-in, and you also establish trust. The 10 golden rules for connectivity. Love your job. Prepare for your job and become a true professional. It takes over 1,000 hours to master a craft. Learn every single aspect of your current or future position. Be a people person or become a people person if you're not yet. Enjoy the ability to help your patient medically, but also help your patient consumers look their best while doing it. Love and embrace handling objection. People that present an objection to you, the only thing they're asking you is for help, nothing else than that. Associate a patient needs to an emotion. Always do that. Get to know your patient consumer by asking the right question. You can use a lifestyle questionnaire as a base of that. Become a product storyteller in an environment that is also storytelling product. Always go the extra miles to fix a problem. Not necessarily your patient are going to always for you to expect to fix everything that they present to you, but they love and appreciate you trying and go the extra mile. So now that you learn about the 10 golden rules, I think it's important for you to prepare, practice. Practice is going to make you better. And in the process of doing that, step out of your comfort zone. If you feel uncomfortable about one of the steps that we discussed in the 10 golden rules, you need to at least try to get comfortable. And you're going to see that more you try, more you practice, and better you're going to get at it to coming to a point that is actually going to become natural to you. Okay, let's now learn how to build a memorable experience one patient at a time, and I'm going to walk you through the end-off process to be able to do that in different steps. The first step is taking inbound call to schedule an appointment. There is usually a dedicated person in your practice to be able to do this. I suggest to move that person in a specific office space instead of being on the front desk of your practice, because this is a very important moment of connectivity with your patient, with your present or your future patient. It's a moment where during the conversation we need to find a way to deliver a smile by making that person on the other part of the phone feel important. Don't take that person for granted. That person has options. They're choosing you or they're coming back to you once again. Let's celebrate that moment over the phone. It's also a very important moment to go into a discovery process, and important to ask a lifestyle question to collect relevant information. Then later on you're going to pass on to the actual doctor throughout the end-off process. Set up the stage for the visit. You want to ask and say specific things that are actually going to help you to be more successful in building this memorable experience. Like, for example, Susie, you want to make sure you bring with your appointment all of the eyewear that you're currently wearing, both a regular pair and sunglasses. If you're wearing contact lenses, make sure you bring over whatever you're left of your supply of contact lenses. Why do we do this? We need to explain the why, because if you just say that your patients are not going to comply with your request, you need to say it is important that you bring these eyewear, because we're going to do a free inspection, a free alignment, and a free adjustment of all of the eyewear that you're wearing to make sure that everything is in compliance with the new prescription that we may find. The other thing you want to ask to your patient is to bring along all of the different medication that you're taking. Once again, you need to explain, because the medication you're taking may affect your vision, and the doctor needs to be aware of that. And then you go into the 2 lifestyles question, which is very important for you to collect. Okay, so now that we accomplished the first step and we have an appointment with our patient, we need to prepare for the future visit. It's very important that upon arrival of the patient to your practice, you have the following information prepared to welcome the patient. Full patient history, full history on previous purchase, full history on compliance to product suggestion made by the doctor and also by the opticians, and a nice insurance benefit printout to use for a very simple explanation of the vision benefit. Another important factor to consider is the perception that is building up in the market from a patient perspective about the difference between an eye refraction and a comprehensive eye examination. When we hear a patient say that, oh yes, I did have an eye exam in the last year when I went to the DMV office to renew my driver license, I know that we have a problem. I also know that we have a problem when patients perceive that by taking an eye test on an iPhone or an iPad or in a computer with a camera, they perceive that they have or they took a comprehensive eye examination. So there is definitely an education process that we need to be able to address in terms of overcoming this phenomenon that is actually becoming a huge perception problem. So traditionally, we used to conduct a very specific step system that it was originally designed as follows. Pre-testing, followed by a comprehensive eye examination, followed by an end-off process from the doctor to the optician into the optical dispensary, and the end-off traditionally done either in the medical lane or even better in the actual optical dispensary. I suggest to overcome this perception issue to move into an advanced method where we want to create a clear distinction between an eye refraction and a comprehensive eye examination. The method that I would like to share with you is something that I do not teach. It's something that is becoming a popular practice to be able to increase that connectivity with an evolving patient expectation, and also to be able to increase capture rate dramatically, as matter of fact capture rate with this system can dramatically grow for a best average 65% to range above 90%. It is a two-step process. It starts with a pre-testing, then we go into a refraction, not a medical examination, just a simple refraction, and we explain to the patient that the first step we're going to do a refraction, which is going to be conducted by the doctor. The doctor during the refraction is going to discover different vision condition, and the doctor is going consequently to prescribe a specific lens suggestion. The doctor also has access at this point of the result of the lifestyle questionnaire, so he can also prescribe additional technology to be able to address the lifestyles. It can be a blue coding technology, or it can be a pair of glasses for computer use, or it can be a pair of outdoor glasses because of the lifestyles of the patient. we proceed in the end of process to the dispensing. After we're done in taking care of the addressing the prescription part that the doctor discovered from the refraction, we go into the dilation process if it is necessary. And at this point, you need to decide if you want to advance to advanced system like, for example, Optomap or Optos, or if you want to stick with a traditional dilation system, which will require for you to give an additional 10 to 15 minutes to the patient to wait for the actual drops to take effect. Then after that, we go into step number 2, which we go into the comprehensive eye examination, where the doctor will go into the actual medical eye examination of the eyes. And at that point, the doctor may discover additional issue that needs to be addressed with the prescription that will require an additional handoff in the optical dispensary to address those additional discovery. This system is going to give you the opportunity, A, to make a very strong distinction between refraction and comprehensive eye examination. So we're going to really eliminate that objection about perception. And then it's going to give the doctor the opportunity to inspect their expectation. Because from the moment of the refraction and the moment that the patient is coming back in the medical lane for the comprehensive eye examination, the doctor can also inspect their expectation about compliance based on the suggestion that they made, based on the discovery and the finding from the refraction part of the interaction with the patient. So it's a two-step process. Strongly suggest you to try this and see if this can fit your business model, and if you can include this into the patient flow and the efficiency of your practice. Okay, so now we have the appointment. We're prepared for the visit, and we have all of the relevant information on hand. The patient is showing up for the appointment. So how do we build this memorable experience? And I know you're probably sitting on the front desk. You're multitasking with 5 different job assignments. You're probably taking inbound call. You're scheduling an appointment. You're filing insurance claim. You're doing insurance pre-approval, and who knows how many more things you're asked to do. So you're a super duper multitasker, but in this moment, the most important task is to create a memorable experience, one patient at a time. So when that patient comes through your door, for 60 seconds, it's all about the connection with that individual and nothing else matters. And I would strongly suggest you to stand up, because that body language communicates a sign of respect, and greet that patient in a warm, welcoming way with a beautiful smile, making them feel special, that they came to see you or they came back to visit once again. As you're welcoming them, start to go into a description of the journey. Explain to them exactly what is going to happen today during the visit, how long the visit is going to take, and provide the option to them as you're introducing the actual optician that is going to help them on if they want to wait for the technician for the actual pre-testing, or if they want to start to browse in the optical dispensary. As you're having this conversation, go into asking 2 lifestyle questions from the lifestyle questionnaire that we can provide to you. So now you're supposed to be a 4 important relevant questions that you ask, 2 over the phone and 2 now in person, and you collected this information to pass on to the doctors throughout the end of process. As you're introducing the opticians that is going to help your patient, and you want to be part of that conversation, because that shows care, and you're slowly transitioning out of that specific phase. The optician is going to take over the conversation, and is going to go into an explanation of the vision benefit very quickly and in a very simple way, because you provided to the opticians the folder with the history of the patient. The optician is going to reinforce again the option. Susie, there is about a 5 minutes wait for the technicians. You can either wait in the waiting room if you wish, or with this shopping tray, we can start to browse in the optical dispensary with no obligation to see if we can find something that you like, since your insurance benefit is going to cover for you for a new pair of eyewear. So now we're moving into the step 3, which is the pre-testing process. So the technician will come from the pre-testing room to greet the patient either in the waiting room or the optical dispensary, calling the patient by name, introducing themselves with a beautiful smile, and welcoming the patient to move into the pre-testing room, which is going to encompass a 3-step process: test, discover, and transfer. This process is going to take about between 10 to 15 minutes. It's a discovery process where we're going to collect specific information to enable the doctor to conduct an effective eye refraction and comprehensive eye examination. It's also an opportunity for the technician to connect with the patient and to ask an additional 2 lifestyle questions, and again, relevant to transfer the information to the doctor. At the point that the pre-testing is over, the technicians will now hand off the patient to the doctor, either to follow the traditional system, which is the comprehensive eye examination, or to embrace the new method that I described before, which is encompass the 2-step process, with the first step in the eye refraction mode and the second step into the comprehensive eye examination mode. No matter which method you choose to embrace, it is very important that the technicians transfer to the doctor the relevant information about pre-testing. Most of you are using electronic medical record, so you will have all of the information on your fingertips right there on the monitor. Technicians, I invite you to take brief notes to really be able to bullet point information to the doctor, so the information transfer can be done in a very effective way. So now that the doctor is conducting the eye examination is over, and the very important step is the end-off. So there is a debate about where should the end-off be conducted. Should the end-off be conducted in the medical lane or in the optical dispensary? Personally, I prefer for the end-off to be conducted in the optical dispensary, because it's going to give an opportunity for the doctor to spend a couple of extra minutes with the patient, to be able to walk into the optical dispensary and to be able to hand off the patient to the opticians in person. And in that moment, the doctor will communicate with the opticians, giving direction to the opticians, making eye contact with the patient, where that specific direction given to the opticians to the patient is going to come across as a suggestion, which is an actual prescription. And if that process is done correctly, you should receive 100% compliance on that specific prescription. I mean, think about yourself. When you go to the doctor and then you go to the pharmacy with a prescription on hand, do you usually give the prescription to the pharmacy and say, I would like to fill this prescription? Or would you say to the pharmacist, I was given at least 3 prescriptions, I would only like to fill 1 of the 3. I'm going to put the other 2 on hold. We just don't do that, right? We just comply to what the doctor is actually suggesting. Otherwise, what is the purpose of going to the doctor? So why not receiving full compliance after an optometric eye examination? No reason, unless the process is done to perfection, not to receive 100% compliance. Now, you can choose to do the end-off in the medical lane. You can choose to do the end-off in the optical dispensary. I know that some of you are using a paging system, so I want to respect the policy that you have. I also want to respect the efficiency that you may have put in place. But no matter what, make sure that the end-off is always done in the presence of the opticians. the biggest mistake that you can do, just because you're running too busy, not to follow the proper handoff and have the patient wait in the optical dispensary for the optician, which at that time is not available, and because the doctor is too busy going from an eye exam to another eye exam. In that specific situation, I would prefer for the doctor to ask the optician to be excused from what they're doing for just 60 seconds to conduct the proper handoff. Then the doctor can go back to the medical lane after that is done. The opticians can go to service the previous patients. It's only going to take less than 2 minutes. And the patient that was just going through the process of the handoff now can actually wait a few minutes, maybe with a dispensing tray on their hand, to really start to select the product from the optical dispensary. So now I would like to walk you through a series of tips for success. You're going to find that some of these things that I'm going to mention to you are things that you're already implementing, some of which may not be implemented at the present time, and I would strongly suggest you to walk outside of your comfort zone and really try something new. You will be surprised about the result that something so simple can bring to you and to your practice. Review a few key features of insurance coverage and let them know right off the bat about any second pair deals you can find. Position insurance benefit as a huge positive. Open the opportunity by stating that everything is covered by the insurance benefit. Some product is completely covered, and some product may have an out-of-pocket expenses. Reinforce the fact that the insurance benefit represents a 40% average saving off the purchase of the amazing eyewear they always dream of. Leverage on the power of relationship. Do not be afraid to ask. Leverage on the power of brands and also on the power of lens technology. Do not assume or prejudge and adopt a multiple pairs communication mindset. Assume that money is never an issue and every patient wants the very best when they walk into your door. Even if someone states they only want what insurance covers, still select a few frames over the insurance allotment and educate them about the best lens and coating by underlining the features and benefit of the product. Leverage on discoveries of lifestyles question. Use your own eyewear wardrobe to storytell. Always listen to people, but still give your opinion and recommend what you thought will look and work best. Sometimes people will say, these are just glasses. We must remind them that they're on their face. They're the first impression you give to other people. More importantly, you only get 2 eyeballs. So does it make sense for us to do everything possible to care and to protect them? Leverage on the lifestyles information discovery and position multiple pairs option by addressing the benefit. Always present outdoor wear as an option and storytell the relevance and the benefit. Become a storyteller. Visual storytelling in retail engage on an emotional level. It is welcoming, surprising, and inviting. It creates memorable experience and builds a personal connection. Effective storytelling showcases lifestyles, fashion, luxury, and brings to life the technical aspect of a product. Size the story to the audience. Be mindful of the different personality types of your audience. Do the math. Present options and break it down with financial solution. Entice multiple pair sales with bundle package by leveraging on financing option. 43% of patients are interested in a financing offer, 90 days the same as cash. 77% of them will buy at least once a year, and 40% of them will buy 2 pairs if presented with a financing option. Without a financing offer, consumers typically purchase a pair of eyeglasses every 2 years, and only 5% of them purchase a second pair. Now allow me to share with you some dispensing tips based on what I learned from many of you opticians that I interact in my 30 years of optical experience. When the final job is ready for delivery, dispense the glasses to the patient you personally help. Do not delegate to another person. Make a clear statement on how good they look. Address whatever emotion you have uncovered in the selling process and make sure you fulfill the need that the patient had. Address the patient by using their name and remind them of your name. Always discuss options for outdoor wear to complement their purchase and underline the fact that the second pair is less cost than the first, not to mention a specific special that you may offer on the second pair. Present the final product to the patient consumers like fine jewelry, using fine dispensing tray along with cleaning gloves. Dispense the frame with 2 hands by positioning the frame on their face, and then tag the frame by gently touching the back of the ears of the patient. This is a gentle sign of care. Remind them of the key features of the lenses and also of the frame that they choose, and teach them how to use the proper product appropriately. Leverage on the authenticity card both for frame and lenses. Do not discount this very important step. Point out the value of the free cases that you're actually giving to them, and also of the freebies with a cleaning cloth or a cleaning product that you may choose to give to your patient as a gift. Always thank the patient and always end the transaction with an open-end question. What else can I help you with today? As the patient consumers is leaving, and you're always walking them through the doors, always remind them to personally call you for any assistance. At the end of the day, the patients are what drives your business. Both the doctors and the staff has the responsibility to educate and to install value in the service and the product offering. In closing, let's be reminded of the fact that the fortune is always in the follow-up. For the doctors and the staff, take the time to do the follow-up. A phone call, a nice thank you note to really deliver that personal touch with your patient. And also, I would strongly suggest you to always seek for referral. How? Well, promote a positive word-of-mouth advertising and develop a program to incentivize your patients to post positive reviews on your Facebook, Instagram page, and other social media. Word of mouth today travels to social media and is very relevant to be active with that campaign. I hope you enjoyed this training segment, and I hope you took away relevant information to help you improve your business. Thank you.